Hello, our faithful followers. Today we talked about credit card fraud. We talked about what else? The Cars universe. We talked about driving, and
We talked about sandwiches. Smells
and chlorine and cleaning products.
Mm-hmm.
The Eeudge.
Like those mashups on TikTok, where they
remix something,
and it's sick,
and they're fire usually.
Yeah, usually. Sometimes I'm like,
Yeah, sometimes this didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
You know how I feel? I feel like it's a little different when the remixes go corporate, because sometimes you see, sometimes I'll lose the example that made me think of this was, are you still off TikTok?
Yes.
Are you off Instagram still?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm off of Snapchat. The only thing I got is YouTube and
totally
Pinterest.
Unplugged.
Oh yeah, I'm toast unplugged. Me and Shorty, we switch places. Now she sends herself TikToks, she sends them to herself.
Yeah.
And then whenever I see her next, or whenever she thinks of it, she's like, okay, here's the rundown.
Okay.
It's quite sweet. Yeah.
It's kind of like that. My partner, though, we just have folders on our TikTok where instead of spamming each other, because usually when you're on TikTok, you are on there for a while.
Yeah. Don't I know it?
Don't we know it? I'll go down that trail still. But so you probably, a month ago, earlier this month, a Minecraft movie came out. A lot of memes, and the culture around it is pretty crazy. It was crazy. And then a couple weeks ago, because it came out beginning of April, so maybe 2 weeks ago, a week ago, they did because the movie has a couple songs, and then they did extended versions of the songs, and some of them are just edits of all the things that became memes.
Okay.
And it's and on one hand, it's I'm not upset because I like Minecraft, and making fun of it is kind of a Minecraft thing to do. I don't know, it doesn't take itself very seriously, both the game and the movie and shit.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, when on TikTok and Twitter, when brands try to, this is circling back to the spinning a set and the edits and the mashups.
Wiki.
Whenever an account with a check mark tries to make an edit, it's okay. It's and you look at the comments, and everyone's pack it up. Pack it up, the bit's dead. Shit like that. That's how I feel. Yeah. But back to you being unplugged, I don't think I could do it, but the thought has popped in my head that I would like a dumb phone. Have you seen those?
Oh yeah. Well,
would you ever go that far?
I've seen the ones that basically look like Kindles, and I'm that looks like torture, because
the one with no screen, really?
Yeah, it's not LED.
Right.
It's I think that's called it's backlit or something. You know what a Kindle is?
Yeah, no, yeah. I get what you mean.
They have phones like that,
and
I'm no. I think sending a text message would take 30 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Because I have a Kindle, and it's 2 frames per sometimes.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, granted, I haven't used a newer Kindle, but I used to have a Kindle when I was a kid. And whenever you would turn the page, it would load pixel by pixel from the corner, and it's I can't imagine. I mean, sure, maybe they're faster now, but
it blinks.
Yeah, it blinks, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, no, I've seen them. They have dumb flip phones. That would be cool. Yeah. I had a smart flip phone a couple of years ago. That didn't last too long.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I think the closest thing that I got to getting a dumb phone was I saw that there was a setting that basically people use for their older relatives, where basically it kind of looks like I was gonna say the ladybug phone, but not that. It's every icon is literally takes up a fourth of the screen, and you can pick which apps you want to choose there, when you do that setting. And I was oh, sick, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And then I just had way too many apps, and it totally ruined the point. I don't know. Yeah, because
you couldn't pick 4 apps.
Oh, you can pick way more than 4 apps. You can pick an unlimited number of apps.
So it doesn't really limit you?
No, it just makes it easier for them to be phone. I want to
I
call
want to
someone
call my granddaughter.
and map,
I need to go somewhere.
text message,
Yeah.
Facebook.
What are your what's on your hot bar on your phone?
Is that the little
the bottom.
dock?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dock.
I believe I have Pinterest. My messages. Okay, it's Pinterest, Chrome, and messages,
I only have 3.
and that's it.
Pinterest, Chrome, and messages.
Yeah.
What's mine? Oh, mine is Letterboxd,
Okay.
messages, Chrome, and camera.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
okay. Well,
I
interesting.
don't think I need the camera there because I never use that. I never click the camera from there. I do it from like my lock screen in the
Yeah,
corner.
that's what I do too.
So I think I could optimize my hotbar a little more
I
and swap
think
that out for
I
something.
think you totes could.
Good.
Even on, I only have one like home screen,
Right.
and on that I
wow.
only have like one thing that has like a kind of, I have a folder that has like a couple of the necessary apps. I have email, maps, Spotify, gallery, credit card, bank, like my debit card, Goodreads, Libby, my library app, Fries, and then like a habit tracker. And that's all the ones that like appear. Everything else I have to search for.
Okay, I was about to say, is that all you have, but you have them like?
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah, everything else I have to look for it.
Yeah.
I'll Letterboxd. I guess that's a social media that I have, but I'm not really scrolling on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Except for when I watch a movie.
The way
and
you use it isn't very social.
No. Yeah.
No. I noticed that you don't have the phone on. Neither of us have the phone on there. Are you not calling people that much?
Not
I'll tell you one
really.
thing for me, I'm not calling people that much.
I'm not.
If I am, I find it pretty easy to just click on their thing from messages. You know what I mean? Like if I'm texting someone, I'm just like, it's actually easier if I call them. Then I'll just.
Yeah, I kind of almost wish that I called people more often. Like I wish I had established that, like anytime I started a new friendship of like, I'll be calling you.
Like this. I'm so right there with you. I wish I could just randomly call people, and I think it's just. What? I will say when you. You did randomly call me on Thursday night to ask if I wanted to go shopping. Was it Thursday?
Oh yeah.
And that was, I got to tell you, quite a delight. That was really nice. I was like, oh, gee, a call from Amelia Chapman. Usually, because if I randomly get a call from my friend, not that this has happened, but I feel like my brain is like, oh, they probably need like help with something, or like it's something random or whatever, right? Or not something random, but I don't know, like they need something. But that was just sweet. And so I just wish I could call. I just wish I would call my friends. The only person that I can just really call randomly is like my partner. Otherwise, I feel like I'm a nuisance. I'm like, they don't want to.
No, I never call my girlfriend. I think I've called her only like one other time because I heard she texted saying she was getting gas, and then I called her and I asked her to get me a Red Bull, because that's like, beautiful. I gotta call you, because otherwise you might leave, right? But the only time that she's called me is she called me once like randomly at work. Well, I was at work, and she was like, "Hi, I just left the doctor's, blah blah blah." And I'm like, fucking.
I remember when you talked to me about this. I remember because I think I was also at work, and I remember like not being able to text you immediately, but I was at my desk on my computer and just getting paragraphs of text being like, I have no idea what's going on with it, what could possibly be going on, and all this stuff.
Oh no.
Is that a different time?
That's when like we thought like, do you have like a chronic illness or something? No, she called me like not even like this year. Like a couple months ago, and she was like, I just got back from the doctor, and I think they were trying to like figure out what happened, because we never found out why she was so sick for so long. Last year, and yeah, she was like, I just got back from the doctor, like, have you ever had mono? And I was like, no.
No, not that I know of.
Yeah, I don't know, it was just strange. I was like, I told her, I was like, dude, I thought you were like, I thought it was bad. I thought she was wrapping up.
Right? Was she? She's clocking out. Was she asking the mono question because your answer would give some light to her situation, or was it just like on the topic of?
Yeah, I think like the doctor, it was something either they like thought she had mono, or like whatever she had was like could come from being around someone who had mono, like maybe in the past or something. And I was like, no, I've never had mono. I've only known like one person who had mono, and we all clowned him in the 4th grade, and we were like, that's the
fourth grade,
you slut. Yeah. Anyways,
4th grade.
What?
That's crazy.
Maybe not 4th grade. Before high school.
Still.
Before high school, which is basically 4th grade.
Which is basically 4th grade.
Right?
Yeah, it goes.
Yeah.
You go kindergarten to 4th grade, and then you're in college.
Yeah.
So no, sorry, high school, and then you're in
Yeah.
college.
Yeah. You're either 5, 10, or 15.
Right.
And beyond.
Right. And unfortunately, we're in the beyond stage. You and I. I will say, I've talked about it a lot with how every time someone tries to guess my age, it's always up. That continues to be the case. I've talked to several people in my work about it.
You're seeking it out.
Well, it has come up, especially because my birthday just happened.
Oh yeah.
People are like, "Oh, happy birthday! I know how old did you turn?" I go, 23, and they go, "What?" And I go, "Yeah, whatever." But yeah, I'm hanging around like there are young kids in my work because it's just a place where it's like a first job for a lot of kids, and it's unfortunate having like them realizing that I'm that old, and then B at the same time like I'm not that different from like the things that they know and like talking how they talk and stuff, but I'm different enough where it's like, damn, I might be a little old.
Yeah. Yeah, you did face twink death like pretty early.
I did face twink death, but I don't think I ever was a twink. You think I was? I think you can find a couple pictures of me where you might think, oh, you were a twink, but I don't think if you knew me and like I don't know. I feel like there are a couple pictures where you could see me and be like, oh, you were a twink.
When I knew you, I wasn't thinking that's a twink. But we watched like not that long ago. We watched those old YouTube videos of like
from when I was in senior.
Yeah, and I was like, "Well, that's a twink, though."
Well, that's a twink, though.
And that's not a twink.
That's a twink, and I'm looking at the couch, and you're not a twink.
And that's a bear, or maybe like an otter. I don't know.
Yeah, me and my partner have decided I'm in an otter stage.
Okay, I'm assuming you guys know more about that.
I don't. I'm assuming they know more about that.
They know more about what the otters be doing.
Otters
are my favorite animal.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
I wish we could have got you on a Critters Corner back when that was a thing.
Yeah. Well, never got invited. So
never got invited, and you were friends with Raymond at the time.
Friends in that he texted me like once a year saying, "Please, I need you." I need you to act.
That's just please, I need you. That's crazy. I didn't even think of that for a second.
Yeah, but they could have. They could have.
That's so fair, and I'm glad you caught that.
Yeah. Oh, also, okay. So because I'm like not on the internet, and so I'm not going to see this like go up, and I'm not going to see like whatever clips you choose. Well, unless you send them to me.
I'll send you every comment.
What I'm thinking of right now is in school, in like junior high. We did this thing called JA BizTown. Did you ever have to do it?
Yeah, I did BizTown. Me, Raymond, and Jacob have a little TikTok group chat, and Jacob just sent us a video about BizTown. It was like a slideshow of pictures of it, and me and Raymond were like, we
went to school together. I'm kidding. We don't text.
I was gonna say, like, would that not be random? Also, do you guys even have each other on TikTok? Even if you did, you wouldn't have.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a TikTok group chat. They have those now. I don't know if you were around.
No,
still.
I was around.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's right. I know. Anyways, but then Raymond was like, "Oh, shout out BizTown," and because me and Raymond, what was your job at BizTown?
I was the doctor, so I just gave eye exams all day long.
Eye exams?
Yeah. I was like, look here, here. Read this. What does it say? Yep, you're blind.
Yep, you're blind. And you're blind. You're blind or you're stupid. Get out of my office.
Yeah. I was an eye doctor, and also I was using the credit card like no one's business. Everyone else was balancing a literal checkbook, and I was like, run it up. This doesn't exist. Yeah. Which does explain my spending habits now.
Right. And by the way, my spending habits are bad too. And we should get into that like this.
So
me and Raymond actually worked together on a business in BizTown. And I don't remember if we chose our businesses. I don't think we did. I think it was just luck of the draw.
You kind of do. Like, you kind of like pick some that like you kind of want.
Then
they're like, tough luck. You're a garage truck owner.
I think we definitely got tough luck because I don't even know. Because we were, it's a real business. It's Edward Jones. But what do they do? It's something in finances.
Yeah, that's definitely a bank.
Is it a bank?
Well, I mean, like, considering JA BizTown didn't have like a ton of occupations, so I'm assuming that was just like bank.
Okay, Edward Jones is it says financial advisor.
Okay.
Edward Jones is a leading North American financial services firm. I don't know.
I cannot think of a thing that you guys would be less suited for.
Me and Raymond?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Are either of you into
let
finance?
alone us in 5th grade. Why could we have not done that?
Are either of you into finance?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure we got tough luck because
Okay.
I never would have picked that. But let me tell you one thing. Me and Raymond, we were running that bank finance firm, whatever that means. That sounds like, also, by the way, financial services firm, such a vague term. I have no idea still what that means. But I was CEO and Raymond was CFO.
Oh.
So we were running that shit. We were the only two in like a little business.
Yeah, where's the COO?
I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. Raymond CFO, he was in charge of the finances of our financial firm. And it was so boring. Obviously, no one's coming by to whatever, right? And then, like, you're there for a couple hours. You're there for like a whole day, basically, because it's like a road trip. Mm-hmm. Is that how it was for you guys?
Yeah.
So we were there for like basically a whole day. I want to say a little over halfway through, however long we were there, me and Raymond opened the one cabinet that's there, and we're like, holy shit. And it's full of like stress balls with Edward Jones on it, and Edward Jones like water bottles, like plastic water bottles. And we're like, we're gonna start selling these. And let me tell you, our class was lining up at Edward Jones and buying our shit. And we're like, let's fucking go, we're in the money. And I don't know what happened.
Who's in sales now?
Who's in sales now? And I think Raymond, since he was the CFO, he was in charge of taking the money. And I think people were writing us a lot of checks. I don't know what went wrong because we were in 5th grade. But I remember, and if Raymond remembers better, or I think or maybe Gabe, I don't know, whoever was in the U.S. back then. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I remember we ended up in serious financial distraught because I'm pretty sure we ended up like, we did something wrong with the checks.
Many checks bounced.
We ended up like negative so much money. And
people like me.
And yeah, so we ran that financial advising. We ran that to the ground, which is ironic because it was financial advising.
That's wonderful.
But that was so funny. And then we were like, well, a job well done. And then we went and we just left and went to go buy stuff at other people's places. God, I wish we could do that again. I wish they had that for adults, but I guess that's just the world, huh?
That is the world.
I guess that's just the real world.
I hate to tell you.
But, wait, did we even explain for anyone who might not know though? JA. What does the JA stand for?
Fucking I know.
This town was a building here in is it everywhere? Is it like a common thing? I don't know. It's a building, you go into it and it's like a fake city.
Yes.
And there's all kinds of businesses and places, and like your classroom. I don't know about you guys, but we like prepared for like months in advance.
I don't remember months in advance, but like maybe like a couple of weeks, I think. And then maybe, they were like, before you go, you have to learn how to balance the checkbook.
Right.
You have to like figure out what your occupation is. You have to like do all this whatnot.
Yeah, that way when you went, you were already ready and you knew where you were going.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy from, was it Papa John's or Pizza Hut? I don't know if he wasn't like the Papa John, but I think he just worked for Papa John's, or he was something. But he came in a Papa John's uniform, and he would talk to us every like so often for a few weeks leading up to BizTown. And I remember that. I don't remember his name. Shout out him though. And then yeah, we got boring. But I remember, there was like, I'm pretty sure someone could be like the mayor and shit. Mm-hmm. You could be at the bank. Apparently, you could be a doctor. I don't remember.
Oh yeah. Or maybe it was a nurse. I don't know. I was in healthcare. I was the healthcare.
What's in healthcare?
Thank you.
Thank you. Put that on the resume. Put it on the res.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, I brought it up because when I brought it up, I thought, oh, there was like a radio show, wasn't there?
Oh.
But I might be thinking of the news.
Yeah, I think it was the news.
Yeah.
But I do remember that. I remember there was like broadcasting.
But that's what I imagine I'm doing right now. I'm J.A. BizTown radio show host.
Oh, this right here, this podcast?
Yes.
How does this feel so far?
Dees.
Dees?
Could I say Dees? One word Dees?
Can I say one word Dees?
2 words for you. Dees and int.
Dees and int. And ent, if you will. Well, we really kind of shot right into it. I was planning some sort of
Hi.
Welcome to we might as well workshop this in the middle of the episode.
Okay.
So I had an idea for an intro. Sometimes you listen to a pod and or like any kind of any kind of show or whatever. And like sometimes they'll like record the intro at the end of everything, and they'll be like, this week we talked about blah 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 blah. You know what I mean?
None of the podcasts, the exactly 2 podcasts that I listen to,
podcasts, okay.
Have done that. I guess I've listened to ones in the past, but I think I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's just like they edit at the beginning of the show, and it's like, hey, this week we talk about, and then they just the quick little recap.
Usually I just see that in the descriptions, but that we can totes do that.
I was just gonna say I want to do that because then we can be like, oh, today we talk about Biztown and balancing checks and what we talked about and dumb
Whatever.
phones.
Yeah.
It was like, today we talk about blah 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 blah, and and then we go, and then at the end we go, the Eeudge.
Oh, that works.
The name of this show is called the Eeudge, and you'll see it. It's spelled in the title and description and everything. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to guess it.
Eeudge.
Speaking, actually, we'll get into that in a second. But real quick, I will definitely post podcast clips, and your shorty definitely will see it. And I just don't know whether or not she'll share that with you.
She will. Okay. She'll share that with you, with me, because she's not a liar. Like she doesn't hide things. I don't know. I mean it that way. Well, it's because she watches Gayotic. The Muna podcast, right. And they do seasons because, funnily enough, it's not their main job.
Funny enough, if you can believe it. Yeah. Are they done, or are they on a hiatus?
I think they're on a hiatus, but really, probably, I never watched like the last episode of it. I've seen episodes, but I think like they're kind of like done. ... Or are we?
Oh, okay.
Whereas if they never pick it up again, it's fine.
Right.
But if they do, then it's not really that much of a surprise.
Yeah, it's a fun little treat.
Yeah.
I never watched their podcast, but I did watch the one episode that had Caleb Heron, like my favorite comedian ever. Love his pod, so true. And then they were like, "This is the last episode," and I was like, "Well, I guess it's too late for me to get into it." But I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but it did sound very, very finite. So I don't know. But then I found that one fan page that's like, we're going to temporarily be a Caleb Heron fan page until the hiatus is done. Mm-hmm. I said, oh, maybe it's a hiatus.
So maybe the fans are in denial, or maybe they're right.
Maybe they're right.
Who knows?
Who knows?
And I mean, specifically that fan.
Specifically that fan might be losing their mind, but
yeah,
we've all been there where something you love is gone. Anyways, what were we talking?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like I read a book like probably a couple weeks ago. It was like a little cozy mystery. And the main character was, I think she was a Dominican woman living in Florida. And like I could tell, also the author was like very clearly also Latina. I don't know if she was Dominican, but like I didn't look into it that clearly. But like anyways, and then some of the book was in Spanish, like some of the dialogue and whatnot. And she wouldn't even, I respected that she also did not try and like translate in English afterwards.
Sure.
Like she just like let it be, and it's like, if you know,
if you get it,
and if you don't, then
maybe this book isn't for you. IYKYK. If you know, you know.
Ick yick.
Ick yick. Ick yick.
But her Spanish, like also, like maybe it was just because I saw it on the page, also seemed like weird to me. Like if I didn't like know that the author was like very clearly like Latina and like spoke Spanish, I'd be like, what are you doing? Like there was like one part where she was like something like speaking like full English sentence, and then she was like, that's bastante. And I was like,
is bastante.
Not even that, like just that is.
Yeah, that I don't know. I mean, obviously maybe people do talk like that, but that's like a kind of, it's weird. You can kind of tell when Spanglish is, I'm not gonna say performative, but like disingenuous.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I speak like with my coworkers at work that speak Spanish, like I'll be talking English, and then when we spoke some chisme, we'll switch over to Spanish because we're the only ones that know Spanish.
Beautiful.
Obvi. But I don't know, just like if I am gonna make like something like sometimes something's funnier in Spanish than it is in English. Sometimes something's funnier in English than it is in Spanish.
Yeah.
That's just math. And but yeah, I don't think it ever is for just one word. It's at least a phrase that I'm switching over. Yeah, that is bastante is, unless I'm purposely being funny, I'm not switching over for one word.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like there's like more like natural ways to say this. And that
straight
happened,
up, that is suficiente.
And that's one of them. Yeah.
That's that's definitely one of
them. Yeah. So I don't know, like maybe if I like heard, like if I like listen to an audiobook or something, which I cannot do audiobooks. Any readers in the chat can't do it.
Any readers? Any readers out
Yeah,
there?
it's weird. I love my little podcasts.
Mhm.
And I can play them in the car. I can even play them when I'm like doing like kind of simple stuff at work, and I'm all good. But like an audiobook, I just zone out, or like I want to fall asleep. It's just weird.
Really?
Yeah.
I definitely have a problem reading. I need it to be like I can read, like I'm literate, but I mean, like being interested in a book is is hard for me. Um, because like I have my comics.
Hmm.
I have my comics down here that I've pretty much read all of, and if
Okay.
the funny pictures are there, if the cool pictures are there, I'm there. Let's see. Out of these books here, um, wow, basically none of these. I've read this Alchemist, pretty good book by
Okay.
Paulo Coelho. It was my sister's favorite book, and so I bought it like last year and read it, and it was pretty good. It's
Hmm.
very like philosophical, and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, I think you say his name. Have you heard of that one?
I have.
Have you read it?
I have not, but I've watched hours long YouTube videos. So I feel as if I've read it.
What did they have to say? Because I'll tell you one thing right
Um,
now: did not like it
yeah,
at all.
the people that I watched hated it.
I did hate it,
Yeah.
and I was pissed. But I was like, I'm halfway through this book. I'm gonna finish it. But
Okay.
I was pretty upset.
Yeah.
It's just it is a pretty cool concept. I literally bought it for the concept. It's about a guy who dies. I think he tries to kill himself. I don't remember. And then like at midnight, he ends up waking up in this library and this full of a bunch of books. And then his like kindergarten librarian is there, and she's like, every book is a life that you didn't live, um, or whatever. And it's like, oh, that's like a cool concept. Like that's pretty cool. Let's see what it's about. And it's like he like Maker barely learns shit throughout the whole book. Like it
Mhm.
literally is just like this is this life, this is this life. Like the character doesn't really progress through anything, and or is it a woman? I don't
It's a
remember.
woman.
Okay.
I was gonna wait to correct
I
you.
was like, wait, who? I was like, what is it
I was
about?
like,
The
this
main character.
sexist.
Sorry, what was that?
This sexist.
Sorry,
Revisionist
she.
sexism. Crazy.
Sorry, I thought the annoying character was a man. But
You saved it.
okay, fine. Okay, fine. She was pretty annoying because like the whole time she just stays depressed, and she's just, like, it's just like girl, pick your head up, man. This is just annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it was just strange because like also the resolution, if you remember, was like her like happy timeline was falling in love with a man and having a baby, and like
Yeah.
motherhood is
Right.
the best. And it's like I think there like could have been other things that you
There
could
could have
have
been other things.
said. I don't know.
The thing that what I would have liked the freaking I don't know. I feel like the message being that, basically being like, oh yeah, you're right. The life you were living did suck, and you're looking for this life. That shouldn't have been the message. It should have been like, oh, like every possibility, like every life you live is like special in its own way, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Like she should have just gone home and been happy with the life that she had and call it a quits.
That might have been how it ended.
But she ends up. But if she like
But
falls in love and shit,
it's
is
because
the guy that she I don't
before she
remember.
dies, like some guy like asked her out, and so like that's the guy,
I
that's
see.
the father of her child.
I don't know, man. I just know I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
No, there were definitely like weird parts. I remember I like one of the passages I was read was like in one of the timelines she's like a researcher in like Antarctica or something, I don't know.
Right.
And
think there was a
she's like
bear.
about to get like mauled by a polar bear or something like that,
Yes,
and
there
she
was
was
a bear.
like, oh, like I don't want to get she was like, it was at that point I knew I didn't want to get mauled by a polar bear. I didn't want to die this
Yeah.
way. Weird.
Weird,
It's like
crazy.
it's like she like equates that to like, oh, I must not be suicidal, and it's
Uh-huh.
like you just don't want
You
like
just don't
the
wanna die by a
pain
bear.
of
Yeah.
bear. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
There are other ways to die
So
that's better than
that was
bear.
also weird. It just seemed like very surface level in a way.
Well, I definitely don't remember the
Um,
book that well clearly, but I remember my emotions, and it was that it was bad.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then the rest is the Percy Jackson franchise, and I've read all those.
Cool.
I've read all those. Not since I was a kid, but we're looking to get back into that.
Yeah.
So the Song of Achilles was going to be my next read because
Oh, that's a good one.
I've heard great things. Have you read it?
Yeah. Me and read it. Oh,
No.
not redacted. Me and
Extremely loud and correct buzzer.
me and my old roommate,
There you go.
we read it freshman year of college, and like both of us in tears.
Really?
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And gay.
The book is gay?
Oh, you knew that, right?
I mean, I knew it was like a little gay. I didn't realize it was like explicitly gay.
Incredibly gay.
Okay.
It's like the main thing.
I knew the gays loved it. I didn't realize that's basically all.
It's because the main story. It's like it's gay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a love story. Yeah.
Right. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'll read that next, and hopefully I'll stay into it. But I mean, I also, to be fair though, I haven't also done audiobooks that much. I think the only audiobook I've ever listened to in full, and it was because it was a road trip heavy time. It was Jeanette McCurdy's book, I'm Glad My Mom Died. And that was pretty good. And it was good because, she's the one that read it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool too. Although I don't know how common that is for books if the authors read it.
I think if it's like a memoir, then sure, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, maybe you would have better luck with audiobooks. I think like people who maybe have trouble focusing on like the written word enjoy audiobooks.
Yeah.
And I think most people enjoy audiobooks. I'm just kind of the opposite a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately. I think I would get through books quicker if I was, but that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, what else was I gonna say? Audiobooks. Oh yeah. So like I sometimes read like romance books.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like it's been a while, but like I like it. Sometimes I dabble. And I think audiobooks, like sometimes even if it's a dual POV where like one chapter is like one person and then the other chapter is the other person, like they'll have two different narrators. But when like you're in one chapter, the head of one person, that one person does the voice for even the other person. Okay. And so like they'll be like
oh, they change their voice like
yeah or I mean they, at least that's I think that's what they should do, right? I think that would take me out of it. I think what I would want is for it to be kind of like a radio show, like a radio play. You remember those?
Yeah.
And I want let's because I had to do them in school. I had to do them in school.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I had to do. That's what I mean.
I thought you meant like back in the day when they had radio plays. And you're like, because you're 87.
No, they like made us do radio plays in grade school, and they would get the entire school to come and sit and watch everyone else stand on stage and not act.
Read.
Stand at a microphone and do a radio play. But you could like also like do like the sound effects too and everything.
Foley. That's cool.
Yeah, we did it for Sound of Music. I think I was one from children.
Is that not a musical?
It is.
It is. Were there songs being sung?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. From what I remember, there were songs being sung, but we were not dancing. There were no dance numbers.
There was no Mary.
Everyone was just standing at a microphone.
I've never done that. I tried listening to one of those. They did a Batman one a couple years ago.
Oh.
And had a really good cast. Oh. It was like basically a podcast, but there was a narrator and then inner monologues, and everyone was voiced by somebody.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get into it. I don't know why.
I don't
know why. Like it makes sense. I'm very much a visual person.
Yeah, I remember.
Except for podcasts.
It's not the same thing, but a bunch of people did the Conclave. Like they did like a reading of it.
The Pope movie that came out last year.
Yeah. I remember like Io Edebiri was doing it.
And
there were like all those funny clips on the TikTok.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, that's kind of radio play-esque.
It's giving radio play, yeah.
It's given.
What are the two podcasts you listen to?
I listen to The Yard, as you know.
Obviously.
Yeah, I was listening to that. Oh, that was like one of the like questions I had somebody come up with for us was like, what's the last movie you watched and what's the last thing that you've listened to? So I was listening to that on the way here. I just like I re-listen to episodes. I listen to it falling asleep.
Wow. I'm like that with my podcast.
It's quite a bit. And then the other one that I listen to is Not Your Mom's Romance Book Club, where a mother and a daughter they read a romance book, and it's really fun. It's like a tiny podcast, like in terms of like following. Like I don't think they get any sponsorships. They're really insular with like. They just have like this like tight knit like Facebook group where everyone like has their reviews of the book.
Are you on the group?
I am technically in the Facebook group. I did join. But the thing is like I don't look at Facebook at all. And so I'm not dropping my reviews in there. Also that would require like me. They do announce like they'll do, and they're so cool. They like announce the list of books that they're gonna read like in a season. Like okay, this is for like spring 2025.
Is it a book per episode?
Yes.
Oh well.
Yeah, but then it's an episode every 2 weeks. It used to
Okay.
be every week. They were reading a book every single
That's
week,
crazy.
and like the mom's
Who has the
retired,
time?
but the daughter
yeah.
is like a full-time teacher. Bro, literally. Um anyways, but I love them so much. So they'll do like a list, and then people will like read it and then add their reviews, and then they read the reviews, like the
Yeah.
book club reviews at the end of the episode. And they'll also get people to like add little voice notes and like give reviews that
Oh,
way. And then
huge.
every once in a while they'll do like they'll have a guest on the episode, and it's like someone from the Facebook group, which is cool as hell.
That is really cool.
Anyway, so they're really funny.
I bet you could do a lot once your following is like there, but still niche and like small.
Yeah, no, it's sick. It's great.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to my main one is my main one is So True with Caleb Heron.
You're
Hilarious. I re-listen to a lot of episodes. I have like my favorites were like my favorite guests. You okay there? Is something missing?
Yes, my work ID is missing, but I mean that's probably for the best. But I will have to find it.
Okay.
I will
And
have
it
to
has
find
to be
it.
found.
Yeah.
So True with Caleb. I listen to a lot of episodes. I have like my favorite ones like saved and downloaded so that I can just have them on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
I just started listening to The Bald and the Beautiful with Trixie and Contia.
Yes.
And I was listening to that on the way here. What else? Perfect Person. Are you familiar?
Oh, that's the one with Miles from
Yep. Try Guys, was it?
Yeah, it's Try Guys. I think
is
he
still part of
left and then
Yeah.
now he's back. He's back, but
think-
like he's like a character now.
Yeah,
He's a
I think he's
personality.
no longer like an employee of theirs. He's just
Yeah.
like now is a frequent collaborator,
Yeah.
basically. His podcast is great. Stole one of their things for a little segment that I want to do.
Okay.
Or I tweaked it. What else? What do I listen to? Oh, she just started it a few weeks ago, but Amy Poehler has a podcast now called Good Hang, and that's been fun. She just has a guest every week. The ones that have like a guest are easy because it keeps things fresh. And the only like on one hand, like Amy Poehler, like every guest that she's had is someone that I've known and like cared about and been interested in what they have to say, like actors and stuff.
Yeah.
On the other hand, like when it's like someone like Caleb, it's a lot of comedians that I've never heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also cool because then you get introduced to new people. I listen to other ones, but those are the ones that are coming to mind. All right. I used to listen to my brother and me. I've used to listen to like some D&D podcasts.
Okay, fun.
So yeah, I'm a big podcaster enjoyer.
Mm-hmm.
I had a segment planned. Oh, that button doesn't delete it. It opens a new one.
Oh,
but the way this notes app works on the iPad is just it makes it look like I have no other notes. Anyway,
yeah.
I wanted this to be at the start of every episode, and we're since. Can you read that far?
43 minutes.
Okay, we're 43 minutes in. Better late than never. We can come up with a better name. You and I are pretty good at naming things and some wordplay. We're good at playing without words. But so far, what I just had it labeled as was the thisness meter.
Okay.
Like thisness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't have to explain it to
me. But for anybody listening or watching at home, me and Amelia are like this.
Like this.
And so whenever we have like synergy synchronized moments, we'll say, "Oh, that's the thisness."
Mm-hmm.
The thisness. Anyway, so I call it the thisness meter, and I would just ask like rapid fire, like 3 questions, and then we both answer and see if we're on the same length this week. Unfortunately, we're 43 minutes in, and it feels like we've been on the same length.
We'll see. Yeah.
Well, okay, we'll see. So
sometimes we're like this, but
sometimes there are times when we are like this, and there are times when we're like this, and there's nothing you can do about that. Okay, so this is the part that I've stolen from Perfect Person. If you watch that podcast, because every guest is a perfect person, and he'll like gauge how perfect they are by asking them perfect blank. So it's a little different because you kind of recycle those every time with different guests. I obviously can't do that here because I doubt it's going to change. So these are going to have to get very specific and very creative.
Okay.
But for now, all right, Amelia, so I have 3 questions for you.
Okay.
What is your favorite candle smell?
My favorite candle smell.
I don't know if you want to do a 3, 2, 1 and we both say our answers, we can do that, or if we just want to both share.
Okay.
Or fave smell, period. If you, why are you looking at me like that?
Okay, I'll give you my favorite smell.
Favorite smell? Okay, let me think of mine. Now that you made that face at me. Favorite smell.
Hi,
You know,
Hazel.
it's troubling because I don't really smell that well, as some people might know.
You guys don't see Hazel, but
There's a Hazel down here.
Hazel is here.
Oh, surely the mic caught that.
Thank you,
Special
Hazel.
guest Hazel Cat, everybody. Okay, favorite candle smell. I'm gonna answer candle smell because I can't think of a favorite smell.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Sandalwood.
Chlorine.
That's what I knew. I was like, it's either chlorine or gasoline. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Oh, elaborate.
Elaborate, please.
I love chlorine. The smell of.
I'm sorry, elaborate. I love chlorine.
I'll get to it. That was my opener, all right? That was my intro paragraph. Okay, my thesis statement. Yeah. I love chlorine. I love chlorine. I love the smell of an indoor pool.
Sure.
I think it ties back to so my dad's from Ireland, and so we visit because his whole family is there, and I do have one of my only memories from being a young child there that was was going to an indoor pool with 2 of my cousins, and I love that smell. It's sick as hell. That's and I love the inside of Pirates of the Caribbean. Sure. You have to wait in line outside, and then once you get inside, I don't care if I'm still in line. The ride has started for me because I now get to smell.
This is the ride.
I now get to smell.
I'm immersed
inside water. It is great.
Inside water. Okay, so is the chlorine smell okay? Well, now that you've said inside water, is an indoor pool smell better than an outdoor pool?
Yes, because the smell is stronger. It permeates more. But yeah, I was on the swim team, even though I was bad at it. No cuts, because I love the smell of chlorine. I was the swim manager because I love the smell of chlorine. Then I took a water aerobics.
Lifeguard at some point or something like that.
I worked at a pool for 6 hours because I love the smell of chlorine. I took a water aerobics class for 2 semesters in college, 2 non-consecutive semesters because I love the smell of chlorine. Right. And this will tie to what I would have said was my favorite candle smell. I now have Bath and Body Works has a candle called No, I wish. No, it's called Clean House Vibes. You light it up. Someone just poured some Fabuloso somewhere.
Oh, somewhere.
And it's great. My sister and I both love it. Her husband, my brother-in-law, not a fan. And can you guess? Not Mexican. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that'll happen. But put up with it. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Because I love the smell of chlorine and I guess chemicals as well. So I don't like cleaning, but do I love cleaning products? Oh, yeah.
You do. And you're not sniffing these, are you? I don't think that's safe for you. You're not going up to a bottle of them.
Oh, no.
I was like, your pause was a little distressing there.
I'm not going more like I'm going. Yes.
Yeah.
So tell me about sandalwood.
It's not. I don't have anything to it. I've bought many candles, and sandalwood is a very frequent collaborator of the candles that I enjoy.
Actually, I did have a perfume once that I eventually.
Just the way you said that. Sorry. Go on.
I had a perfume that did eventually break and spill all over the floor, but it was coconut sandalwood, and it was nice.
Yeah, I like anything. I like woods. Okay, if we're going favorite smell, I guess would probably be popcorn. It's a nostalgia, especially movie theater popcorn. It's specific. Harkins, shout out Harkins. I used to go to the movies all the time as a kid. I still go all the time. It's been the only consistent smell in my life. I don't know what that means.
You had that statement, and you also had everyone knows what it's like to lose something they love.
Popcorn is the only thing that I've loved that I haven't lost.
Our intro after clip is gonna be Welcome, like,
Yeah, all right,
we talked about J.A. Biztown. We talked about smells, and we talked about the constant feeling of experience of loss that you experience in a lifetime.
And we talked about the inevitable and futile loss against losing something that you enjoy. So yeah, that's all I have to say about sandalwood. Okay, the next one is hopefully maybe a little simpler. Favorite cereal. All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Honey bunches of
Honey
oats.
bunches of. Oh, sorry. I kind of hesitated, but yes, honey bunches of oats with the little almond.
Yes, with the
little
almonds.
granola clusters.
Yes,
the clusters.
The clusters. I love a bowl of HBO in the morning. Honey
yeah. Okay.
Yes, but yes, with almonds is an important distinction because to me that's just HBO. But no, there is a
there
distinction.
are a number of different flavors, but that's
I'll tell you one thing about HBO, the cereal. I think there is a box you can get that has strawberries, the little dried up ones.
Yeah.
I don't like that too much. I like it with almond ones, but honey bunches of oats with almonds with some cut up strawberries, like fresh strawberries. That's so good. That's how my mom used to do it back in the day. Cute. I would always cut them up, and then that's good.
It's fun.
So for a while it was Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but then I grew up. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is really good. It's a very close second for me. Okay. But Honey Bunches of Oats is just freaking good.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've had cereal like for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Now I make like overnight oats. Oh. I love a breakfast sandwich.
Oh, I love a breakfast sandwich.
I used to make a protein shake.
I'm just not usually waking up. Well, to be honest, I don't really eat breakfast. Period. Mm-hmm. I don't wake up in time for it, and if I do, I'm not really like hungry that early in the morning.
Yeah, I know this.
But if I am, and like it's a day that I'm off, or like I close, so I go in later, and I have like time before work or before I do anything, I'll get a little bowl of cereal.
Nice.
So yeah, and I also can't do milk anymore. So I've done like lactose free milk because the nut milks and oat milks, I can't do it. It changes the flavor.
And not in a good way for you?
And not in a good way. Although I've never tried a nut milk with Honey Bunches of Oats. I'm sure they would complement each other.
Probably.
Because I remember I tried when I was like, once I became lactose intolerant, I was like, okay, well, cereal's done for me. And then I was like, well, let me try some almond milk with like, I think it was Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And it wasn't good.
Yeah, I imagine that'd be a little weird. A little conflicting.
So I might try, who knows, I might try that. But like it depends because like if I'm getting a coffee, oat milk, we're getting into milk. Okay, so lastly, I have the third one. This one I'm gonna assume is only 2 answers, so we have a 50-50 chance. Unless you have a wild answer.
Okay.
Your favorite way to cut a sandwich? Presumably like a regular like white bread, like a loaf of bread.
Okay.
No fancy breads. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Horizontal.
Diagonal,
that's not right.
I just think
that can't be right.
I for one, I think I don't cut sandwiches.
No, I don't either. But if I am going to,
because I think I'm not a coward. I'll just eat the whole sandwich. On its own.
Okay, that's interesting.
You know what? I'm thinking. You know what?
To all the sandwiches out there, quit living your life with fear.
Oh no, well, I had Chiba Hut merely yesterday, so I love sandwiches. I just don't prepare them for myself very often because I'm like kind of a grocery minimalist, and sandwiches are a little bit against that, I think.
Yeah.
But anyways, so now I think I'd like to edit my answer because I'm thinking not necessarily of a sandwich, but of a panini, and that would be horizontal.
Can I tell you something? I think I'm going to change my answer because if I'm thinking of a panini, it's diagonal.
That's crazy.
because yeah, and I also if I can just throw a fourth one in there, just following up this one. When you are taking a bite of a sandwich, where's the first place you're biting?
I'm immediately going straight for the middle, because I want the first bite to be the best bite, and that involves no crust, and I'm not going to cut the crust.
Because you're an adult woman.
Yeah.
With a job. Yeah, I go corner.
Okay.
If it's cut and I'm eating a triangle of a sandwich, I'm going corner.
Okay.
If I'm just eating a full sandwich, I'll just go right in the middle of one side.
Okay. Yeah, I go in the middle, and then I just I'll clean up I'll like eat one side and then the middle again, and then one side, and then it's probably done.
I like to try and do it like how you like if you take a really close up image of a printer when it's printing, it goes like in like lines. I eat my sandwich like that.
Okay.
So it's like I'll take the corner and then I'll work my way this way so it's evenly flat and then.
Okay. I do like similar, but I start in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. And we all have our
We all have our ways.
we all have our rituals.
Yeah. So we okay, so if you're making a PB&J, you're cutting horizontal, but if you're making like I don't know, a turkey, tomato, panini, mozzarella, whatever.
Yeah.
Pesto. Obviously.
If it's a fancier sandwich, I'm cutting diagonal.
Okay.
But again, like you said, I'm not really cutting sandwiches.
I think in my head it's kind of like something simple needs that little fancy boost, so I do diagonal. But something fancy,
it's already fancy.
It's already fancy.
What am I doing cutting it diagonal?
Why am I making it harder on myself?
Actually, I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't think I've ever cut a sandwich horizontally.
You keep like
no, and that's totally on me because I'm just thinking because I don't know why saying diagonal because here's what can I be we're gonna have a bestie moment here for a second.
Okay.
The question that I meant to ask originally was where you take the first bite because I was thinking corner and middle, but my brain was like the cutting of it because it was only top of mind because recently me and my partner talked about the cutting of the sandwiches and the first bites and stuff. And so my thought process when I was doing the 3, 2, 1 was like, what is Amelia not going to say? Because I bet we disagree. And I ended up just lying to myself and the audience in doing so because we would have agreed. Well, although I guess not because you changed it to horizontal.
Yeah.
But I would have cut it diagonally. I don't cut regular sandwiches. If it's not toasted, I'm not cutting it.
Okay. You ain't cutting.
I ain't cutting it if it ain't toasted.
Yeah, you're uncut.
I'm uncut.
Mm-hmm.
And clip that.
I'll tell you what related to sandwiches. You know what I ate every single day for the 4 years that we were both in high school?
You and I?
Yeah. There's a certain type of bread that you can buy that ironically enough is kind of all crust. It's like a thin little patty of a bread. And I think it was called like grain something nature grain thin something like that.
Okay.
I would buy a pack of those, and then I would get a pound of chicken salad from Fry's, and I think like also maybe like a granola bar. And yeah, I would use that whole pound of chicken salad through the week. I'd be done with it by Friday.
Sure.
And I would use those thin little guys, and I had that every single day for all of high school.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did we ever eat lunch together? Because I feel like I would have remembered.
I don't think we ever ate lunch together. I ate lunch with Redacted and Redacted.
Right.
Or I guess Alexis and Redacted. And then and we're still friends. I can say her name. And then and you ate lunch like outside. I ate inside.
Yeah, you were in Madonna.
Yeah. So I don't think like maybe we had like a club meeting together sometimes.
Maybe like were you in NHS?
I was.
So maybe that.
Yeah, so maybe that.
And that was not that often though.
Mm-hmm. And also, there used to be this sweet tea that was sold in bottles at Fry's, and it was called like not Pure Leaf. It was like grandma's some sweet tea. I don't know. It was like a cartoon image of a grandma, and I thought it was the best thing in the world. I ate a bottle every day. Then you look and you find out how much sugar is in that. And I was drinking it every single day.
Drowning, like it was water.
The only reason why I could was because I think when I started, I was not. And by the way, like what your body looks like in high school does not matter at all. But the only reason why I could do that and not notice any change in my body was because I was in swim team, and believe it or not, swimming was like a lot of cardio.
Yeah, for sure.
Once swim season ended, I was noticing some changes, and then I was like, maybe I should stop.
There was changes, and all the paths led to the T.
Yeah, but yeah, your body doesn't matter. But I just was oblivious to how much sugar was in there, and I was like, oh well, shweep schmop.
Sheesh, not what you to do.
Yeah,
that's funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, lunch was difficult for me in high school. I would like I would. This isn't that funny, but I would regularly go through periods where I just like wouldn't eat for like a long time, and it
Oh
was,
no.
hey, talk about how you looked in high school. It was, mainly due to that, and I would like my mom would like pack me lunches, and lunch would come up, and I would flip it open, and I'd be like, everyone, take what you want, and then people
Damn.
would just like, and then eventually my friends were like, okay, you actually do need to eat that. And I was like, okay, you're right. and then I would, but then I would fall into it again. But yeah, so but it would always be pretty different. I don't think I ever had a very consistent lunch. There was faves, but there was never a consistent.
And you made your own lunch.
Yeah, I think after like, I don't know, maybe like, I don't know. I think I started making my own lunch in like middle school, and it
Yeah.
would just be like whatever things that were readily available for me to, maybe some leftovers.
I'm pretty sure I
Usually
got
sandwiches.
I paid for the hot lunch
Uh-huh.
in grade school. So that was good. I do remember my dad would pack my lunch though when I would bring a lunch. And he would just make me peanut butter and jelly
Sure.
and throw in a granola bar. And actually there was one time where I overslept in high school and I was like, I don't have time to pack my lunch. Like
Mhm.
and so my dad was like, I'll pack your lunch for you. And I was like, oh, thank you. He put in my lunch bag an entire loaf of bread.
He's a carbo load.
An entire loaf of bread, an entire packet of ham, all of the
Whoa.
cheese that we
You feed the
had.
whole table.
He just said, get to work. And so he also did not have time to pack my lunch.
He said she still wants the experience of making her own sandwich. She just doesn't have the time right now.
Yeah, he also did not have time to pack my lunch, it appears.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was great. And I was very involved in clubs in high school. And I would always volunteer to do the lunch sales. So I was selling pizza for drama club.
Oh,
I was
right.
doing those chili cheese
I
dog
definitely bought
sales
pizza from you. I
for
remember
math
that.
club. Yeah, I'm sure you did. We did walking tacos. Still love those walking tacos to this day.
Yeah.
I do miss the Waffle Love truck that we got. Do you remember Waffle Love? Like the seniors when we were freshmen.
The name sounds so
It
familiar.
was a little food truck and they park it during lunch. And that was yummy. Those waffles were yummy. I actually think I went to the farmer's market a couple of weeks ago, and I saw if it wasn't Waffle Love, like that specific business, it was a different waffle business, and I was like, oh, takes me back,
Mhm.
takes me back. Yeah. Anyways, so that was good because then you could get free food. Except I didn't like chili cheese dogs, so I would just have a regular hot dog,
Regular dog.
a regular dog. But I would eat pizza.
Obviously.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't remember. I remember only buying like lunches when it was the pizza sales. I remember there was not every once in a while, it was pretty often, I think, where our school did Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
And I would get that, and then someone was like, they actually hate gay people. I said that's not cool, and then I stopped it. I think last Chick-fil-A. And to be honest, me personally, like if it was really, I'll just say it. If it was really good chicken sandwiches, I would probably still go. But I'm just not. I don't feel like I'm missing out on much.
I say this, knowing that I do not eat Chick-fil-A. Like not for any like moral reasons. I just don't FW with it that much. But like I think like they employ so many gay people, so it kind of all evens out.
Yeah. So if you think about it, while at the same time you are putting money in a gay person's check.
I also so there's that, and also I think if you really do a lot of digging, you'll find many companies hate gay people.
Oh yeah.
Or they'll hate something about you. You know,
they'll hate
They either hate Mexican people,
and that's just capitalism.
They hate gay people.
Because ultimately, I can't like if I fucked with Chick-fil-A more, I would eat there because I mean like. Yeah, every large company corporation is gonna hate somebody that you actually like, or hate something about you, and what the hell? Who turned on that light? And then and their money is going to something that's bad. But it's like, I really like a Big Mac sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think I don't. Is there a fast food restaurant that doesn't suck morally?
Probably like Sonic.
Maybe Sonic. Maybe Cane's. I don't think Cane's is probably that bad, right?
No, I don't think so. Oh, I heard In-N-Out like is a pretty great place to work. I mean, it's like hell, but they pay you really
Have
well.
you've seen how packed up In-N-Out is
But they
with
pay you
workers?
really well,
I'm sure they
apparently,
do.
and like benefits and whatnot. I'll tell you what, Subway probably didn't hate anything about me, but I definitely hated Subway. So, but that's because I worked on campus where it was like we had like 2 hour long rushes. I don't think that happens at any other type of Subway. If
Yeah,
it's not
that's
on
crazy.
campus, like anyways.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways.
Working in fast food on a college campus or near a college campus is pretty rough. I will say when I
Mm.
delivered Domino's, I was like a street away from campus. Absolutely hell. Those college kids are not tipping, and 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 I'm trying to meet them outside of their dorm, and they're taking 10 to 15 minutes to walk down and meet me. And
It's because they're high as hell.
girl, you have the Domino's pizza tracker. I know you can check on me, and you know that I'm outside.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. No, DoorDash is definitely my guilty pleasure for sure.
Your vice.
It's been a bit since I've ordered it. Actually, it's not. It's been a week. But before then, it was a month, and that's actually quite a long time for me.
You relapsed.
Yeah. I think it's like it kind of ties to the fact that like I don't enjoy driving because I get really angry, and so when I get home, I'm like, okay, well, I don't really want to cook. I don't have like anything that's like really jumping out at me to make for dinner.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to go out, so let me DoorDash.
You don't like driving because it makes you angry?
Yeah, like road rage.
Huh. I don't find myself getting that angry on the road unless I'm on the freeway. But I guess you got to take
the level of anger that I have, like it is not normal. I am working on it. I'm definitely like I'm like trying to employ the shorty method, which is like literally just like eyes directly in front of you, don't look anywhere else. And that's been helping a bit more. Or like I think like for me, really not to get all like therapy-ish, but I think my anger comes from fear, from feeling like literally unsafe on the road.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm paying attention. I'm like hyper vigilant on the road because I'm like, well, I want to be able to, do some preventative measures to not get in a car crash. But that also involves seeing everything like that people do.
That's defensive driving.
That is defensive driving for sure. And so it's kind of like, well, would I rather be angry or would I rather be safe or would I rather feel at peace? Yeah. So I don't know. I'm narrowing that down.
I don't find myself getting that angry really at all. But let alone on the road. Like if someone does something stupid in front of me, I go, "What the fuck?" And I think that gets it out for me. Unless it's like something like really, really stupid, and then But usually it's like someone being really slow in front of me, especially when everyone's going a regular freeway freeway speed, which is one for me to talk because I usually go right at the speed limit. But if someone's even 1 mile below under, I'm pissed in front of me.
Yeah.
But I have driven with you once, like that one time. I forgot where we were going.
Oh, we were going to Nuttown.
Was it Nuttown? And then someone, were you even? You were driving?
Yeah. I was driving.
Yeah, and I was in the passenger seat, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then you felt seen by that.
Someone got into my lane, like meters ahead of me. Like
it was yards ahead of you.
It was not like I didn't even have to like take my foot off the gas. Like
it didn't affect your speed at all.
And I think it was more of like kind of like a fun thing for me. I was like, oh, like fuck you then, like whatever. What a weirdo, whatever. And the thing is, okay, like my shorty thinks that every time I apologize for road rage, she's like, oh, it's cute. And then she'll like kind of imitate me. She's like, I'm gonna kill you with a real gun. She's like, it's cute, it's adorable.
That's so funny.
And I'm like, I feel sick inside.
Yeah. I definitely have heard you threaten to kill someone with a gun on the
road. But actually we were driving back we were driving up. We took a little weekend trip up to college town, right?
Right.
And then on the drive down, it was that like windy part of the way down.
Yeah.
Where like it's kind of like going around a mountain, everything slows down,
right?
Because everyone's like trying to pass each other.
Past the halfway point. That one.
Yeah. Like it's the stretch right before you get to like regular freeway.
Yes.
But it was like people like I should have been able to like pass this one semi, but it wasn't happening because people kept getting in front of me, and so I'm just falling further and further back in line. And I was getting so mad that like I actually started crying, and I was like telling her, I was like, this like makes me lose my faith in humanity and like all this stuff. And she was like, it's okay.
It's
It's okay. Just enjoy the road. And I'm like, no. And yeah, so I'm
Were
trying to
you the one driving?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was driving because yeah, we took my car instead of hers. Normally she drives us. Which is all good because I think she like doesn't mind driving, like she kind of likes it, and I like viscerally dislike it. Sometimes I'll drive and like I try and keep it cool, you know. Like if if her car's in the shop or something, or she wants to drink or whatever. But yeah, normally she drives, and I'm so thankful for that. Yeah, shout out Shorty.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a car accident?
I have driven into my house, but I have not been in a car.
There has only been one car present. Ultimately mine.
Yes, because also the first time that I got behind the wheel, way back when like I just barely had my permit, I did hit a curb because no one told me you only use one foot to drive. You just kind of park the other one.
I mean, there's two pedals for both of my feet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And actually, Anna, remember her?
Yes.
She drives with both feet.
Still to this day, do you know?
I don't know if still to this day. I have not spoken to her, but like in high school, she drove with both feet, and apparently, like her parents both drove with both feet. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I think if you're used to it, then maybe it's not that big of a deal because like muscle memory. But like,
I mean, if you learn that way, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, she definitely she drives with both feet.
It's never happened to me, but there have been times where I've it's never happened when I need. How do I phrase this? Like I've definitely thought like one day something's gonna happen on the road and I'm not gonna react fast enough, and I'm just gonna think, oh, slam down, and I'm gonna slam the wrong one, and I'll slam the acceleration or whatever.
That's how I drove into my house. So
yeah, tell me about that. Talk to me about that.
It was freshman year of college. So this year, the semester ended at Thanksgiving because COVID. And so they were just making everything shorter, I think, so like less exposure and whatnot. But yeah, so I drove home for Thanksgiving and also the winter break.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like it's been a while since I've been behind the wheel, because I didn't bring my car up to college. So let me just do like a little practice run around the neighborhood. I did it, everything was all fine. And then I pull back into, we don't have a garage, we have like a carport. It's like it's a roof, and that's it. And so I like pulled up to it, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is a good place to stop. Hit the brakes. It was not the brakes. It was the gas. I did not go like so the room on the other side of the wall is actually just like kind of like a long closet, and it's the laundry room, it's the pantry. And that is the only room that I entered. It's very narrow.
So your car went through a wall?
It went through a wall. I might have the photos still. I can show you later.
When you said you ran into your house, I was thinking like, yeah, I like dinged up the front of my car. Like I thought you
my car was okay.
Yeah,
it's an old house.
I thought you. Yeah, they built that out of cardboard. I thought you were just gonna like run into it and like scratch up your. Like I thought it was gonna be pretty minor, but you just hit your house. But you went into your house. I entered my house.
I entered my house.
Were they mad at you, your family?
What?
Was your family angry at you?
No, because I think they knew I was like mad enough at myself. Like I remember, like my dad. Obviously, they were all inside. My dad like heard the noise and like ran out and was like, what, and then that was okay. My mom ran outside, and she was like, okay, it's cool. Like we have insurance. It's all right. Okay. My sister, funnily enough, she got engaged the night before. So she was actually heading over to the house to go and show us like the ring and whatnot. So she found me like crying outside because I was just like so upset. But actually it was fine. Like they just like rebuilt the wall. It was cool. Yeah. And then my parents both had like like their own like driving mess up stories for me. Like my dad, I might be messing up the story, but he lived in England for a year before he moved to the U.S. He lived in England for a year and Holland for 3 years. But when he was in England, I guess he like saw a pretty girl like on the street, and so he was like, I don't know, like waving to her, or like just like, I don't know, probably like staring. I don't. He saw a pretty girl, as we all do,
Yes,
and got
we've all been
distracted
there.
and drove into a store.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a store,
That's
and
crazy.
then like literally like into the store. And from what I remember him saying, like they didn't like press charges or anything because I guess
Oh.
they were doing construction on the
They
store
were also
anyways.
staring at the pretty
So
girl.
they were like, "Well, that's the demo done." Like, yeah. So I like, and honestly, yeah, I might be like messing up the story, but that's the one that I remember. And then my mom like told like a story of how she like really messed up her friend's car, and then her friend like didn't talk to her
Dang.
again after that. Like friendship ruined. Um, yeah, so that one's a little less lighthearted, but yeah,
Right, a little less fun, that one.
yeah, and yeah, I haven't been in a car accident. My sister just got in a car accident like the week before last.
Is she
Um,
okay?
she's physically okay. She hasn't driven yet again,
Since.
and I don't know. Like she has to. Like I mean, she's gonna have to. Otherwise, like your world.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways,
Anywho,
yeah.
yeah, I've gotten into like two where I was present. I don't. Well, I wasn't driving, but I remember when I was a kid. My mom tells me a story when I was a baby. Still, I was in like in a car seat. We got T-boned, and I slept right through it. And I just unbothered
Nice.
king, just slept through all of it.
Crazy.
That's pretty funny. And then I got into a car accident in 2020. Um, I guess about the same time as you did. You said yours was the
November 2020.
okay. Mine was October 31st, 2020.
I remember. Well, yeah, I
Yes.
remember that. Yeah.
And that was not my fault. I was running through my green. Well, I guess is that running through a green? I was driving.
You were processing.
I was driving. I was going through an intersection. It was green, and then somebody turned left. Like coming this opposite way, and so turned way before because I was literally in the middle of the intersection, and totaled my car. I was fine. I was with my girlfriend at the time. She was fine. But then I was I was carless for a bit, and there's more. So this is more of the story, but that's for another day.
That's for the premium episode.
That's for the Patreon episode.
Which definitely exists.
Definitely exists, and we'll get that eventually. Once the we need a. I was gonna try to think of something for our fans that'll come. Once we have fans, we'll think of a funny name.
The Eeudges.
I was thinking the usual. The Eeudge. And then I got hit by a cop. Did I ever tell you that one? The one that's on my gas tank, the dent on my gas tank.
Oh no.
I was driving, also going through intersections. They don't like me those intersections, and I guess
it is the most dangerous place to be. You would think the freeway. It is not. It is the intersection.
It's for sure the intersection.
Yeah.
And yeah, a cop was like, the sirens were on, and I heard them, and I tried to pull over to the side because I was like, oh, they're coming through, and I didn't pull over fast enough, and they hit me, and I was like, well, do I call 911 because that cop just hit me, and that's 911 right there. And I didn't. And then I called like the police station instead of just like 911. And I was like, hey, one of your guys hit me earlier. And I was like, can I file like a report? And they're like, yep. And they gave me like a link to file, and I did. And I never heard back. And truthfully, on me also because I never followed up. And I was like, well,
wow.
I said, well, yeah, nothing's gonna happen from that.
Yeah.
But I had a friend who was like, you should sue them. And I was like, I don't know.
That's a lot of work.
So that's a lot of work. And I don't know if one guy can sue the police department of this city. So
yeah, I think if you like got his information, that'd be one thing. But
right.
Yeah, probably wouldn't have been that big of a
deal. And ultimately, they probably would have been like, "Well, you didn't even do anything to do this." And I said, "Hey, guilty." I said, "I didn't call 911. I didn't do anything. That's on me."
I don't know about you, but I see a car crash every single time I'm on the road. Like I'm not like I don't see the collision.
Right.
That rarely happens, but I see them on the side of the road. And I'm like, yep, there's another one.
There's another one.
I think we're like almost known for, like here in Arizona, we're like almost known for our car crashes.
Yeah.
And also I think it's like the deadliest like place to drive as well.
I what's it called? Sometimes we'll watch car crash compilations on like YouTube. A lot of them are in Arizona. A lot of them are in the valley. It's I don't see I don't think I see a car crash every day. I see them very often, several times a week, and I more so see the aftermath of it, where it's like crazy traffic. And then you're always pissed because it's like no one's stopping for anything. Everyone's just staring at the car crash when they pass by, and then you're passing by and you're. My steering was right here, and I'm going to see how many cars were involved and how bad it is and everything. Yeah. So hey, guilty, but it's still very frustrating.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty great. Yeah, we both have like kind of longish commutes. Yours is definitely longer.
Yeah.
But mine is not far behind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
which
tough.
kind of stinks. Can't
It
wait
does.
till my work will start. Let me work from home. Okay, I have either one other random question or we can go into the blind ranking. I have 5 things for you to blind rank.
Do you want to do the blind ranking or?
Oh yeah, I told you I didn't want to, but I think I came up with the subjects, and so next week we'll have our own whiteboards, and I'll make me a list, and then I'll make you a list, and then that way we can keep track. But I think here I can keep track of your blind ranking.
Okay. Yeah, because I did not bring 5 items.
Yeah. No, I got it ready to
Okay,
go.
so then just for my knowledge, going forward, we're each gonna bring 5 things.
Yes.
And then will you rank your own 5 things, or you just?
No, I'll just rank yours.
Okay. Then I'll do the same. Okay. You hit me.
I'm gonna hold. This is 1.
They're
this
blind.
is 5.
Okay.
And so these are the ones that are the fingers that are down, or the ones that are taken. So you have a visual aid.
The fingers that are down are the ones that are taken. Okay. Perfect.
My thumb is 1. My pinky 5. First one, the song "In the Air Tonight." Like I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Hello.
Yeah, it's a great song.
That's a good song. Who sings that?
Rank it. So I put down Phil Collins. I did not fact check that.
That feels very Phil Collins.
I'm almost certain it's Phil Collins
of him. I can feel it. That's a really good song.
It's a banger.
That's not a song that I have in my rotation. It's not. I probably don't even have in my liked songs. I'm waving this mic all around. I probably don't have that one saved at all. Like I don't listen to it, but when it comes on, like I mean, who knows the last time I listened to that? But I immediately started singing it. That's a really good song. Oh, it moves me. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna have to out of 5. I'll have to say 2.
2.
We're
Okay.
Put 2.
Also, I want to apologize in advance.
Sure.
I do realize that I have been yelling into this mic sometimes.
That's fine. That's fine.
Good luck.
I don't know if I'm posting this on my channel or its own thing or what, but the people who watch me know are used to bad audio.
Okay, because I think when I said it's a banger, that's gonna like rock your world when you're editing.
I'm gonna be editing with my fucking headphones, and I'm gonna start
you will go deaf. The second thing, flossing your teeth. So this is kind of like a good thing and a bad thing, because for one, you know how like sometimes you eat and you're like, fuck, I need to floss, like it feels gross.
And ultimately flossing is good for your teeth.
But also
but it hurts.
Like it's annoying.
It hurts. I don't want to have to do it.
So
I don't like flossing my teeth. I will do it because it's teeth health.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put it at 5, but because of its benefits for, like you said, because I eat a lot of popcorn sometimes, those little kernels, they're in there. So for its benefits for both my sake and also my health, we're gonna go 4.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. The third thing, chicken pot pies.
I've never had a chicken pot pie.
Okay.
But let me get it conceptually. So it's a pie. I love pies. I've never had a savory pie.
Mm-hmm.
Never had a chicken pot pie. I've never had a shepherd's pie. It's like what, chicken and carrots and peas and shit.
Cheese, yeah, inside a little pie.
It doesn't sound like I would like it.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it at a 5.
Okay. So now,
hey, come on, man.
you have 1 and 3.
Yeah.
The next one is Chili's Margarita of the Month.
Oh, that's gonna be number 1. I just went to Chili's a couple days ago. Their Margarita of the Month this month was pretty good. I don't remember at all what was in it. I have a picture, I guess, but yeah, we're gonna. So what's my number 3? Chili's Margarita of the Month, number 1.
Your number 3 underneath Chili's Margarita of the Month and In the Air Tonight is trinkets.
Oh, that's unfortunate. This is a trinket-filled room.
I don't. You can't see all the
Oh,
trinkets, but there are a lot.
there's a lot of trinkets.
trinkets.
This is a trinket-filled room of mine. This is my bedroom.
Yeah. Maybe it would have been
that
like
sucks.
kind of a saucier thing if I had switched the like the order of things that I said, and
Yeah.
I did Marg last, and
If
then you
you-
would have found out that you put Marg of the month at number 3.
Yeah, that would have been devastating. The perfect list, it's all pretty good. I would have just shifted in the air and put trinkets at 2.
Okay, yeah. That seems
Because
pretty.
Mark of the Month, I probably would still put number
That
1.
seems pretty accurate.
But unfortunately, I didn't do that. So that's
And
my list.
And that is the
And that's
danger
the-
of blind ranking.
That's the risk that you
The
run
perils.
when you play blind ranking. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is what happens. That's unfortunate. But okay, you're beautiful. Now I know for next time.
Yes. Yeah. I like to do. I know most people when they do like blind ranking things, it's like all songs, all foods.
I like it better when it's just
I
random
just have
nonsense.
everything in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Random nonsense.
And
is
I
the
think
best.
that's really fun.
I wish I still had the ones from that night that we
I
played
know.
Florida.
I think I used to have it, but I didn't keep all of them, but I think I like hung on to a couple of them. We played this before with another friend of ours. I don't think I kept them, unfortunately. Yeah, I think I would have found it in here at some point, but it's okay. It was an in the moment thing.
It was an in the moment thing, and that's
so,
just for us back then.
yeah, and that's blind ranking as well.
And that's blind ranking. Okay, sweet. Well, I think that was a pretty solid app.
Yeah, I think it's quite long.
What are we at?
We're at 128.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's gonna be.
I
don't know if you plan,
the first one out the gate, it's fine.
I don't know if you plan on cutting it down. I think I already think of a portion that I want you to cut out.
Okay. Okay, noted.
not for like lack of quality or anything, but I'll just ask if you could so kindly.
Yeah, no. That's
and then if there's anything that you needed, because like it's like kind of funny because like it's like I said, like I feel like I'm at JA Biztown, and so it's kind of like I'm like pretending to podcast in a way, right? And also we're having designated bestie time, and that's great. That's most important.
Right.
And so I'm like unfiltered. Ooh, I'll ask you the Cars universe question. This is what I asked Shorty last night when we were on the way home from Culver's.
Right.
I said, so clearly there is a hierarchy in the Cars universe.
Right.
You know, there are the nice cars, top of the food chain, the real clunkers, you know. Do you think that system is closer to a race-based system in this world or a class-based system in this world?
In this world, I think it has to be class. I don't know what other races would be in the Cars world. There are definitely species because there are like bug cars and there are like the not the tow. What are they? Like the tractor, like cow guys, cattle.
Right.
Maybe there's other examples. So, but if even those are kind of like cars. So if other species are still cars,
is that a race then?
Right. Like I don't know. But definitely class because I mean like because I mean yeah, they're the nice cars, like the race cars would probably be like the celebrities or one ilk of the celebrities of the Cars universe. There's a car pope. He's probably living larger than the folks in Radiator Springs. I think in a capitalistic world, which Cars is in, is bound to create that kind of divide and evil. And there are villains,
right?
And they can only come from such a
Shorty said race based. I can't remember why. She said something about like I think what she was getting at was like some of the cars, the nice cars in Cars get treated better just kind of by existing.
Yeah.
Versus in like sort of a class-based system, even people with power, it's still a transaction. They still have to give something in order to receive something.
I see what you're saying.
So I definitely see what she says.
Maybe she has a point because also if you think about it, I mean at this point you're getting into are cars made or are they born? Because like a race car is automatically like if like I guess all we see of the cars is just racing. So if racing equals like success in the Cars universe, some cars are not built to race. So they're already out at the start. Yeah. And then I think at the end of the day, it's got to be a mix of both because the class structure makes the race cars on top, and and hand in hand with that, race cars are just like that.
Yeah.
So the Guidos of the world, those little pit guys, don't have a chance.
Yeah. I think I told her class based because I was thinking mostly about the clunkers. I was like, a clunker is a clunker because it wasn't like kind of like taken care of, right?
Right.
Not a whole lot of car maintenance going on there, at least externally. But if a clunker was getting all that maintenance, was treated really well, that's no longer a clunker. That's a vintage car.
Oh yeah.
And that's
Like
high
like
up.
like in Radiator Springs, like Flo is vintage, but
Yeah,
she's not all rusty and shit like Mater. But
exactly.
she's vintage. She's
Yeah,
retro.
they're both
She's chic.
American made cars from probably around the same time period.
Yeah.
Um, but they're treated very differently, and I think that's because of the money, right?
It's got to be because of the money.
But then again, yeah, I mean, what you say of like, and so I kind of sometimes I imagine so if you take a car and you change it piece by piece
Is it the same
to
car?
slowly become a race car, yeah, is it like
This is a car of
is
Theseus.
like if is that how Lightning McQueen started? Did he look totally differently and then someone was like, I'm gonna mod
I'm
him
gonna
up,
make
I'm
you
gonna
into a
make
race
you a
car.
race car, but it's the same soul, the same car soul,
Yeah.
the same Kia soul
The same.
the whole
Ooh,
time.
beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you, I got there.
I mean, I guess it's hard to say because they have like tongues and eyes and stuff. So
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how if they're. I don't know if they're built or if they're organic. So it's a really confusing lore. I mean, I'm sure, as you know, me and Raymond and Jacob are the entire body of the Disney Pixar Cars fan club in our college town that we were residing in not too long ago. Yeah.
I don't know.
You didn't know that?
No.
Wait. Oh, that's so funny. I don't know if we have the time for it. I want to say maybe our sophomore year of college. 2021. That was sophomore year. 2021 was
Yeah,
the
21 to 22.
this sophomore. Yeah. Okay. So somewhere around then. I started my YouTube channel, and then I don't know how it happens, but as we do, we just get into like phases where we're like obsessed with shit. Um, Raymond was obsessed into cars. I mean, Raymond's loved cars since he was a kid, Disney Pixar's cars.
Adorable.
And I think we watched the movies or whatever. And then basically Raymond was like, we need to start a Disney Pixar Cars fan club because this college has all kinds of fan clubs. They had like a Taylor Swift fan club and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so Raymond was like, we'll just start our club. And at this point I was still going to school. So I was like, huge. And
I forget that.
and then basically Raymond was gonna be president. I think Jacob was vice president. I think I made IDs and everything. there was a theoretical club that we were gonna do, and we kept talking about it all the way until the end of college, and obviously it never got made or never got done. But we had like we had like different friends that we were like, oh, you can ask them, and they'll probably be a part of it. And basically they all said like yes. So a lot of people knew about it theoretically. That's why I could have sworn you knew about it, either that or maybe Redacted knew about it, your roommate, because you're both of your guys' names popped up in the conversation. We're like, surely they're going to be down for our club, because I remember then in sophomore year when we so fatefully would pass by each other all the time, and I never said anything. I was like, oh,
and we'll get into that.
And we'll get into that in another episode. I was like, oh well, I see Amelia like every whatever day that class was on for the week. I was like, so one day I'll stop by her and I'll hand her like a flyer to the club, and then that was just like a passing comment that I made, and obviously that never happened either. But anyways, yeah. So I thought you knew about that because yeah. Anyways, so then on our YouTube channels, all the three of us, we did a lot of cars content for a while, and we kept saying like, oh yeah, and then we had like a Instagram where the three of us would post like when we hung out, and it was like that
the
was
Three Stooges.
That's what it is now. But before it was the Disney Pixar Cars fan club.
I think I maybe vaguely remember it being called that because I follow the Three Stooges. I mean, I don't like have Instagram anymore on my phone, but like
also we haven't posted in years. There, so.
Yeah, also that.
This is also
that.
But it is also I should a little asterisk. It is the Three Splooges because we're stupid.
Okay.
And because we thought stupid.
That is an important.
It is important because we would never want to step on the toes of the Three Stooges. comedic geniuses that they are. Anyways, yeah. So we can get Jacob and Raymond on one day and see what they think.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be fun. Get the band back together.
Yeah, I'll come up with like just like about 1 billion theoretical cars questions.
Sure. I mean, this is probably a nothing burger of a question, but
Okay.
I mean, sure. I mean, I'm sure we can agree that there was a Jesus Christ car. If there's a Pope,
There's a Pope.
there's a Jesus Chrysler.
Yeah, probably.
There has to be. I mean, who else are they worshiping?
Like who invented the automobile? Probably him.
Probably God. Yeah, Adam and
Perhaps.
Adam car and Eve car. I don't know. I couldn't think of
Yeah,
anything with them.
what that would have been. Yeah.
There's a lot of really rich veins of conversation with the cars.
You can do a lot with it.
You can do a lot with it. Unfortunately, I think it all kind of ends in the same spot, which is like, I don't know. because it just...
Yeah, but that's philosophy. So
and that's philosophy. And then we're philosophers. Okay. That's good to know. Add that to the res.
Yeah, maybe I'll hire you. Say I forgot to add.
Yeah, oh, by the way,
I'm a philosopher.
Yeah, for all my office 9-to-5ers, I want to. By the way, I'm a philosopher. every other week on the Eeudge podcast.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay, so should we do our intro outro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then the podcast will end here.